Guys, I'm back in Dubai once again. And in today's episode, we are going to be stepping into a life that most of us can only dream of. A home in Burj Khalifa. The guest of today's episode is a multi-millionaire woman entrepreneur who has worked her way up from a middle-class household in India all the way to the 80th floor of the world's tallest building. And we're going to 76. How much time does it take? 2-3 minutes it'll take. That's too fast. And learn about what exactly does it take to go from middle class to multi-millionaire.
We delivered massive projects. My favorite projects is the IPL 2016 opening ceremony.
You did that?
Yes.
Wow. Her lessons on money, her lessons on entrepreneurship.
I've been in debt, I've been bankrupt.
You've been bankrupt?
I've been bankrupt. I'm very aggressive at business. All this good and kindness and women and all, no. Sorry, there's no apology. I'll win when somebody else loses. So it's not that empathy that, oh my God, you lost. Sorry, buddy, you lost. you lost.
So if you want to stay here one day, you will watch till the end. Hi.
Hi, Sharan.
Hi, Shubhra. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Hi.
Lovely
Very good
to see
morning.
you.
Welcome to my channel.
Welcome to Burj Khalifa.
This is my first time ever on the 80th floor of any building. Would love to know how does it feel like to live here.
Come, I'll show you.
Please, let's go. Wow. This is the living room.
Yes, this is the living room.
I just want to know, this is the Burj Khalifa. Most
Yes.
people are not aware that there are apartments here.
No, this
right?
is a residential
Residential
building
building.
till 108th floor.
Okay.
Then from 123 to 158 we have offices.
Oh, there's more after that.
There's more after that.
158 is offices.
Yes, 123 to 158 we have offices.
Okay.
We have our residence lounge on the 123rd floor.
Okay.
And
What's the last floor?
it's more than 60, but then it gets little steeper and it's more, it's not for public access.
Okay. So we are
But it
actually
is
in
the
the
tall.
half level.
Yes, we're in the half level.
Tell me about this dining area. So this is more like a bohemian maximalist kind of a design.
Yes, yes.
Right? You like to maximize stuff.
Yes.
Look at these candles. It's
Yeah,
like,
these are a tribute to the fun evenings with friends that we've had.
oh, this living room looks like I can stay here and Netflix and chill the my
Yes,
entire life.
yes. It is nice to be just when I'm home to not have any noise around me.
Okay.
Because otherwise I have a lot of noise, I have a lot of interaction. So it's nice to have the silence.
It's pin drop silence. You
It's
can't hear
pin
anything.
drop silence. And then downstairs we have the beehive of Dubai Mall. You know, honestly, it's not about Burj, it's home. It's home where I come, where I rest, where I get to get mind space, where I can be myself.
So Shubhra, you have a fantastic home. Now, home is like a symbol of achievement for most people. And to have a home in Burj Khalifa, I'm sure there's a lot of struggle and hard work that you had to go through to your life. You know, these sort of things don't come easy. So I want to ask you a few questions about your journey. Is that okay?
Absolutely. Sharad, come, let's go to my favorite part of my house.
All right. Where is that? We're going to play chess?
Maybe not.
All right, Shubhra, we've come to the favorite part of your house. My first question to you is, for someone to be living in the Burj Khalifa, what do you do? What do you do as a living?
I specialize in mega events,
Okay.
and that's where I've built my career.
So what do you mean by mega events?
Mega events is everything from ceremonies to award shows to large-scale festivals. So
So can you name anything?
I've done all the big work in India that you see, or globally. Commonwealth Games opening ceremonies, Asian Games,
Okay.
Femina Miss India, Filmfare Awards, Mirchi Music Awards,
Okay.
World Cup Kabaddi. I think I won that tender 5 years in a row.
Okay.
So big festivals, I did the Diu Tourism Festival. So those are the mega outings where
Okay.
we're either dealing with public including public with broadcast.
Hmm.
So I've delivered business in over 70 countries in my 30-year plus career.
Wow. Okay.
And I've been globetrotting forever.
Wow. 70 countries.
Yes.
My God.
Yes.
So this is just like one of your residences.
Yes, it is.
So you mentioned that you began this business 30 years back,
Yes.
right? So how did you begin? Like, what is that first step that you took to begin it? Did you sort of get a lot of money in the beginning, or did you start from scratch?
I have a very basic formula. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can.
Okay.
So, for example, my sector is a service industry. If I have the skill, all I have to do is take a job because I don't need capex, I only need opex. So I take the job, deliver it, the business within that budget, and make my money. So we delivered massive projects, like especially one of my favorite projects is the IPL 2016 opening ceremony.
You did that?
Yes.
Okay.
And technically, even today, it's one of my favorite shows
Okay.
because of the way it came together. But no logic could have brought it together. If you apply logic, it's not happening.
So today, can you tell me, like, what are the things that you're doing? Like, what does a day in your life look like?
So earlier on, as I said, the minute my business had surplus money, what I was doing with it was different. Today, I am not doing operations. I'm acquiring companies, having the founder still have a skin in the game with a majority stake, and let them run the businesses. So the nature of my business has changed on scale, and which is suiting me because I'm chairperson of the group of companies that I have.
So how many companies do you
6
have?
companies right now.
So basically, it's like you have the network and the contact, so you know how to bring business in across the world.
Yes.
In terms of execution, you sort of give it to the other companies which you already have a stake in.
Absolutely. This is exactly what I do.
There are certain instances in life where we are like, okay, work is also important, but friends or my family is also asking for my help. And if I choose the latter, then the work can get impacted. And this is the reality for most people in India right now, that they're like, they are always choosing work over everything else in life, because if work gets impacted, then they're like, okay, I'm not going to get the promotion, I'm not going to get the money. So that's the mindset that people usually tend to have. How do you look at it?
The minute you're chasing money, there's a stress point.
Correct.
Because the joy of the journey is gone.
Correct.
But when I say that I'm okay with less, I'm okay with having nothing, I'm okay with if I lose everything, I'll still make it again. Not because am I happy doing what I'm doing? And happiness is not like, yay, it's like a bliss point. Am I okay? Am I all right? Am I eating right? Am I drinking water? All of that. The default is the money. So the minute you chase your craft and the joy of the craft, everything else is a side story.
But let's say there's somebody who is, let's say, still working in a 9-to-5 job. They're earning, let's say, 50,000 rupees a month, 1 lakh rupees a month. And the number one problem that they say is that, okay, I don't have enough money to start something.
You have a phone. You have internet. It's enough. So there's never shortage of resources. It's always resourcefulness that people are lacking in.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Excuses. Excuses. You don't have a good body because you didn't eat right, you didn't work out. It's as simple for work and business.
So let's say at your peak, you had 300 employees, right? Like, how did you sort of manage so many people? Like, what are some entrepreneurial learnings that you've had in order to get the best out of 300 people organization?
See, nobody is okay with just money. It's not human nature.
You mean like nobody's okay with just a salary?
Yeah, they need more of themselves when their minds are used, when they're challenged. So I've seen that in my career in different countries, that it's never the salary which is an incentive. It's the work culture, it's the environment, it's the people that you work with.
Let's say, knowing what you know today, your entire journey and how hard it was or how difficult it was, if the 20-year-old Shubhra gets to know that, okay, this is the journey ahead of me, do you think should have taken it?
See, there's so many corrections that one can do. It's like acting. An actor seeing the scene can say, oh, I could have done it this way. I could have done that. So obviously when I look at a show, I'm like, oh my God, I could have done this, I could have done that. But whatever is done, Sharan, is set in stone. It's over.
No, I'm saying like knowing how, like the last 30 years, you would have seen a lot of struggle, a lot of hard work, a lot of failures.
Of struggle, a lot of hard work.
So if the 20-year-old Shubhra is like, she gets that knowledge, okay, this is how hard it's going to be. Do you think she should have taken that first step?
Yeah.
Should have still taken.
I love what my journey has been. Every day,
Hmm.
tough, money, without money, no money, zero money, minus money.
Huh.
It's one is see as an
You made
entrepreneur.
minus money also.
As an entrepreneur, you have to see it all. Sometimes your working capital, when you're bidding for big tenders, you don't have money for EMDs, you don't have bank credits. We are a service industry. A dentist is also service industry, event management is service industry. As per SME rules and MSME rules, you're supposed to get 1 crore CC limit, but event companies don't get it. At least in a dentist, you'll get, they'll come and take your chair or machinery. What will they get with us? Old costumes. So that struggle for money is part of your understanding also. And yes, I've been in debt.
Okay.
I've been in debt. I've been bankrupt.
You've been bankrupt.
I've been bankrupt. I've had
Okay.
cases. I've had frauds in the company. I've had, but when I look at the plus sides of what I have gone through and I wouldn't change anything about
So when
it.
you mean bankrupt, the business had zero money and then you had to take debt also.
Yes.
Okay. Like how do you sort of, like most people, if they feel like, okay, they've made a business, they made some money, where after 4 or 5 years, the market forces have changed, the business is not working anymore and it's not making that much profit. So now it's loss making. So they'll be like, okay, let me just cut my loss and stop. Like how do you sort of say that, okay, I'm bankrupt, but I'm going to borrow more money and still go into it?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's risk,
absolutely.
right? Like
it again, as I said, that all of those decisions come from fear. That, oh my God, what has happened is really bad. But if you see that as a learning, you know the story of David and Goliath. After a point, there is a neutral place where only a human willpower will surmount it. So if you have the willpower, that's when you win a race. That's when, but you don't have to, that's one thing that is there. I'm very aggressive at business. All this good and kindness and women and all, no, sorry. That job has to be brought in. And I will do whatever it takes. So I think in the tenders in India or globally, so all the equilibrium and all is one part. Getting the business, keeping it alive, keeping it in profit is part of the job, because very earlier on I realized that the business and me are separate. My personal life could be a certain way, but my business is very aggressive.
Yeah.
There's no apology.
Right.
I'll win when somebody else loses.
Correct.
So it's not that empathy that, oh my God, you lost. Sorry, buddy, you lost. You lost.
Right.
So I'm focusing on the win, because that win is what is keeping the company alive.
Correct.
And in profit, capable of getting the next job, paying for the EMIs and the salaries of the team that is relying on that entity, which is my business.
Shubhra, you are somebody who were lucky enough to find your passion right from the age of 20. So what lasting piece of advice would you give to somebody to find that thing for themselves, which will make them work so hard that that work doesn't feel like work anymore, it feels like play? How do you find that thing for themselves?
So I request all young people to understand that there is no formula. There is no given. Of course, there are acquired skills with the academic space, which you know. But to what output should they be applied to? I'm driving a car does not mean I'll be Schumacher and do a Formula One racing. Maybe I just drive to job and whack and just drive around. Right. So it's pretty much that.
Shubhra, thank you so much. I think this was a very enlightening conversation for me. I think everybody has their own journey to talk about how they became successful. Yours is very unique and very different about the way you look at life and the way you sort of look at success in general. And lots to learn from you. I think this 1 hour conversation I'll keep watching this again and again to see, you know, what I can incorporate into my own life. And I'm sure a lot of youngsters watching this in India will take a lot of inspiration from this video. Thank you so much.
I think it's very sweet of you to say that. Yeah. And you're an accomplished person. What you've done is credible and commendable. And may you have a lot of success in what you are doing, because you're doing it very, very well. God bless you.
I mean, from the outside, maybe it looks that way, but I think from the inside, the chaos is always there. I think if I'm able to imbibe even half of the things that you told me here today, I think I'll be a very successful entrepreneur, not just in terms of money, but also in terms of life and happiness in general.
Yeah. I hope and wish you an absolute wonderful journey ahead. Thank you for having me on your show.
Guys, thank you so much for watching till the end. I'll see you in the next one.